Love ain't blind. Love ain't never been blind. If love is blind, show me a rich white woman married to a broke black man. Love ain't blind. African fundamentalism says we must be for ourselves and we should not apologize for being for ourselves. African fundamentalism is based on the premise that God knew exactly what God was doing when God made you an African. No excuses, no apologies. Brothers and sisters, we also believe that we must have independent black political parties and unions. We don't do Democrats and Republicans because both of them are white. The Democratic Party is a white racist organization. The Republican Party is a white racist organization. I had a Negro tell me the other day, Kamala Harris might be the next president if Joe Biden doesn't run for a second term. Isn't that good, Dr. Umar? I said, have you not learned from Obama? You still got this belief in a black savior in the White House. Kamala Harris, even if she becomes the first woman president in American history, won't do nothing for black folks. Can't do nothing for black folks. Ain't interested in doing nothing for black folks. This black woman has the chance of being the first woman to sit in the Oval Office, and you think she's going to throw it away for African liberation. Who taught you that? Negroes don't sell out the white folks their whole life and then come back home to the community. She invested her whole life. Obama invested his whole life into being accepted by white folks. They're not going to turn around and help you. Why can't you accept the reality of the situation? But more importantly, why do you care if the president is black anyway? Does it make a difference if a white country has a black president? Does it make a difference if a white country has a black president? If Dr. Umar is the CEO of a white company, what difference do it make? White people still control it. I don't want a black president. I don't need a black governor, a black mayor, black city council. I need black power. And we keep on confusing black power with blacks in privileged positions. A token Negro has nothing to do with the formula for black power. Black power is born of the grassroots and it grows up. It ain't born from the top down, it's born from the bottom up. I could care less if I ever seen another black elected official. I don't care because they become distractions. Not only is the black politician a distraction, the black preacher is a distraction. In fact, the preacher and the politician are the two most dangerous Negroes in the entire African world. They do the same thing, they just do it differently. The politician has you believing in a better tomorrow without any work being done just because you voted for him. And the black preacher got you waiting for a better tomorrow without any work being done just because you prayed with him. Have you ever seen the people get liberation through prayer? Prayer may help fuel your liberation. Prayer might energize your liberation. Prayer might inspire your liberation, but the work of liberation is done with your own hands. All you have to do is give every black boy in St. Croix a black male teacher. That's all you got to do. Put a man at the front of the class. Black woman, I'm not saying you're not a good teacher. Some of you are excellent. But for black women or white women who don't know how to interact with the black boy, give them a black man. But they don't want to do that. If you want to kill the mice, you have to find where the mice lay the eggs. If you want to kill the bees, you have to find the beehive. If you want to kill the birds, you got to destroy the bird nests. And if you want to destroy and exterminate African people, you must destroy the black family. Multiculturalism is an attack on the black family, and interracial dating is an attack on the black family. Have you been paying attention to all the commercials on television lately? Why you don't see black on black love on TV no more? If it's heterosexual, it gotta be interracial. Why? Because they want to condition the girls to leave the little black boys alone. They no good. They want to condition the boys, leave the little black girls alone. They no good. And they feel that if we can get one generation of black children, just one, we won't have to worry about no more black children being born in the world. This is population control. Without education, every black child is at risk of being a coon. Every black child is at risk of being another Negro. Every black child is at risk of being another Barack Obama. It is hypocritical for adults to struggle for liberation and not teach the children how to. It is hypocritical for us as adults to plot and plan a Pan-African liberation plan, but don't teach it to the children. Because one day we die. Whether we die tomorrow or next year or 50 years from now, you will die. And if you have not prepared your children in the art of struggling for African independence, your work was a waste of time. There's nothing worse than a freedom fighter whose children don't do no freedom fighting. It's nothing worse than a conscious black African queen whose king is a coon. It's nothing worse than a black man who claims to love Africa, but his wife is in love with everything white people make at the store. A black man with a black coon for a queen is no different than a black man with a white woman. And the reason we oppose interracial marriage is not because we hate white people. It's because you cannot build strong black families with the alien. You cannot build strong black communities with your oppressor's woman. Love ain't blind. Love ain't never been blind. If love is blind, show me a rich white woman married to a broke black man. Love ain't blind. White folks know what they do. They use you. They drain you economically, and then they throw you back to the wolves. How many black women marry white men who use them for their minority business loan status, for their black woman's business loan status, and then after the white man uses his black wife to build his economic empire, he leaves her for a white woman. White women drain the black man and then throw you back. You don't know, black man, the only white woman you can have is the one other white men don't want. You get the leftovers. Kanye West, you get the leftovers. Charles Barkley, you get the leftovers. Jalen Rose, you get the leftovers. You don't get the rich white women. You don't get the white women from the top 20 families. You get the broke ones. And the biggest problem with interracial mating and dating and marriage is you allow people who've already stolen enough from us. The white man and white woman have stolen enough from us. They have already robbed us. They've robbed Africa. They've stolen your resources. They've stolen your culture. They've stolen your inventions. They've stolen your spiritual heritage. And on top of everything else they stole, you now want to open your legs and give them your DNA too. Haven't they stolen enough? That's not enough. Now they got to have your chromosomes too. Your DNA too. You don't see the self-hatred involved in that. I got nothing against the white woman, but you're robbing from the black community every time you lay down with one. Not to mention you disgrace your ancestors. The mixed race African is a part of our family, but they must identify with the family. I have no issue with the black man with a white mother or the black woman with a white father. It's not your fault. You're African as well, but you got to claim it and identify with it, not just when you're around us, but you got to claim your Africanity when you're around your white family. You cannot be conflicted about who you are, or you become an ally of the oppressor. We must be unapologetic about our Africanity, brothers and sisters. Being unapologetic means you don't bleach your skin. Being unapologetic means you don't need no weave. Being unapologetic means you don't perm your hair. Being unapologetic means you don't get no European eyelashes. Being unapologetic means there's no white Jesus hanging on your walls at home. And I'm willing to bet, St. Croix, that some of y'all still got Jesus on the wall, the white one. How do you put your enemy as your deity? How do you do that? How do you take the same person who robbed, killed, stole, enslaved, colonized, neo-colonialism, you put a picture of one of his brethren on your wall and you pray to it, wondering why you get no answers. And when you take it down, you got to burn it. You can't put it in the trash. You got to put it to fire. Because if you take a white Jesus and put it in the trash, another Negro will come and get it out the trash and put it back up on the wall. Black people, we have to admit that we are in love with white folks. We must admit it. If we were not in love with white folks, there's no way we'd still be in the condition we're in. But I can find a Chinatown everywhere I go. I can find a little Arab wherever I go. I can find a little Italy and a little Israel everywhere I go, but I can't find an Africa town nowhere. We are comfortable being ruled by whites. And do you know why that is? Slavery and colonization has destroyed African consciousness so much that most of us don't even have a good reason for wanting to be independent. The average black person will work for a white person their whole life and never see nothing wrong with it. You will teach your children to work for white people their whole life and see nothing wrong with it. You will live in a white community your whole life and think nothing's wrong with it. What happened to the African man and woman's God-given instinct for independence? Because you have a God-given instinct for independence, you are put here with a natural desire to create for yourself. What happened to it? Slavery and colonization killed it. And they killed it because they killed our ability to do for self. And after your ability to do for self is killed 400 years, 500 years, every day of your existence, you're not allowed to do anything for yourself. You're only allowed to do it for your oppressor. Once the slavery ends, once the colonization ends, guess what? You've already been conditioned to only do for your oppressor and never for yourself. The great Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, said, Negroes suffer from inertia. We don't do anything until our backs are up against the wall. And why is that a problem? If you only react after the white man acts, he controls your destiny. If you only react after the white man acts, he controls your destiny. We have become reactionary revolutionaries. And a reactionary revolutionary is no revolutionary at all, because a revolutionary must be progressive, not reactive. Revolutionaries think, they strategize, they plan, they organize, They don't wait for white folks to hurt them first and then say, how should we respond? That's not a revolutionary. That's a fool. We need our own agenda. We need our own plans, our own ideas, our own scholarship. We stand on African culture, brothers and sisters. We don't need anything new the white man is giving you. If he's giving it to you, it's not for your best interest. White man gave the black woman feminism. Why did he come into the black community and start pushing feminism? CIA invented feminism. They financed it and put it in the universities. And they recruited black women to become feminists. Black sister, why do they want you to become a feminist? Because they wanted you to turn your back on the oppression of the black man. If we could convince the black woman that the black man is her problem, she'll never see white supremacy. He goes to jail because he ain't got no discipline. He ain't got no job because he's too lazy. He ain't taking care of the kids because he's not a real man. So what they do is they distract you from racism and make the black man the scapegoat. I didn't say the black man don't have no problems. I didn't say the black woman should not hold the black man accountable, because we need to be held accountable just like you need to be held accountable. But what you don't do is you don't take something white people came up with, bring it back to your community, and think you're going to solve a problem with it. Listen to me. African Fundamentalism 101. You've been going to its colleges and universities for the past 50 years. All these degrees we got as African people all over the world. And what have all the education we got from the white man gave us? Nothing but student loan debt. Nothing he's given you has helped you yet, and never will. Then he comes in and he says, be a multiculturalist. Don't be no pan-Africanist. It's not about black people. It's about everybody. Only problem with multiculturalism is it negates the role that everybody played in your slavery. It negates the role that everybody played in your colonialism. It negates the role that everybody is playing in the resource rape of St. Croix today. You want me to celebrate the Arab, but the Arab is robbing me blind. You want me to celebrate the white man, but the white man controls the economy of my island. Multiculturalism for whose benefit? How do black children benefit worshiping people who don't like them?